Welcome back, viewers. As we have already heard from Sqn Ldr Rohit Chauhan in his part 1 of the interview, I am sure his insights about job opportunities in Ministry of IT and the importance of certification were valuable to all of you. Now, continuing his interview, let's begin part 2 of the session. Sir, how good foreign opportunities are there in your current role, sir?
In my current role, I'm not very sure, but I think there'll be a lot of opportunities going ahead because it's about international expansion, and we're trying to go. The vision is very broad of our chairman. So our target is to touch around 100 countries in next 7 years, from the point of view of taking our businesses there. So there are different opportunities. It's about, in a company like big ocean like Adani, what most important is you stick around, because it's not a fully corporate or Amazon or Google kind of a culture which it presents to you, that great flexible hours of working, and a lot of good pay, and so although salary wise it's fine, but the point what I'm trying to make is that that kind of a flexibility and complete corporate culture you won't find in a company like Adani or Reliance. So it's tough to little stick for a very longer for every not for it's not very conducive for everybody. Its location constraints are also there. However, if you do that and there is a sense of loyalty which kicks in, then you can do make a lot of changes. And if you put in your mind and place, I think there are enough places to grab on. Adani is there in Australia, Adani is there in US, and like I said, we're going in various countries for businesses. So international opportunities will be there. uh, it depends on your what I would say, kind of a destiny luck, to a percentage. And secondly, the most importantly is there is a plan to how you approach a particular thing. So if you're interested in some kind of opportunity, and if you see something's opening up, it's better you align yourself, your experience, your areas, your role, your conversation with your manager, and you create some kind of proposition, some kind of value which is for them, not for you. So the language of work, working with corporate is very important, with very less people understand. If you'll make it only about yourself, nobody will value that particular thing in terms of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to ask. But if your value proposition is in terms of what they need, or how you can help them to achieve certain kind of revenue stream, or business optimization, then certainly whatever you are asking, chances are that will be accepted.
Okay, sir. Sir, what do you think certain key lessons from your Air Force experience which were very helpful in your corporate job, sir?
I think the most important one is the value system, the value system which Air Force gives kind of a understanding of overall system, overall processes, working in certain pressure environments, working on multiple tasks at a time, and also kind of a people management skills, that it platform that it provides to a professional initially in an early career. This is when I'm talking when he is into a career. Of course, the training itself is so comprehensive. It makes you a different kind of a person than you join. So there is a level of grit. There is a level of a sense of accomplishment, a sense of sincerity, a sense of talent that kicks in after completing the training, that you are ready to achieve come what may. That's the core thing. You can't even define it words, but that's the talent that it gives you. And in the second stage, when you actually work on any particular posting or any kind of assignment that may given to you, you learn the nuances of office working, whether in terms of documentation, people management, machine management, weaponry management. So it you may be doing it a certain which thing which is not very applicable in civil life, but the core basing underlying factors, skill set, and or you can say the guts to do things remains same. So you gather all those soft skills which are required outside, and believe you me, people working outside lack those skills. So you are very well placed in terms of the soft skills which are required to succeed outside. I always say to people who are coming outside after a certain, journey in services, that please don't underrate yourself. The reason is, see, I have worked with civil services bureaucrats. I have worked with in uniform service. I've done my startup also. I took it above EBITDA and sold it off after 4 5 years, and I am now working in corporate also. And I can tell you with all the due sincerity and humbleness, the officer of armed forces is, if not most talented, is one of the most talented cadre or category of people who are there in India. And I say this with all the responsibility, because yes, people who join through UPSC become our top rankers are very talented. I know that. So if you're not exactly that talented in terms of knowledge, I'm saying there are certain things, physical standards, a forces person nobody can match. But in terms of, I'm saying, in terms of professional working and knowledge and thinking game, yes, they are very good. But other than that, I think anywhere you go into corporate, anywhere you go into, people are excelling because they have done some kind of a role and work in industry over a period of time. You have to make that name when you go out, so it will take little time. So once you land up initially in any kind of job, any kind of industry, you will feel very can say outlier kind of a thing. But that's not the case. You have to make your name, because it's your initial name which will matter. Once you do good job in industry, people know you by name across the companies. So it'll take time to create that that kind of a testimony. But you have all the skills which are required, soft skills. Forces has already done that, given you that source. What you actually need is hardcore, tangible, employable corporate skills in whatever area you want to work. If you want to go into HR, please don't rely on the HR which is being enforced. Enforced, there is no HR. It's about discipline. So please don't mix things. If you go into administration or facility management, managing a thing with so many jawans in army is very different than managing a building with limited resources in a corporate. So you need to gather those skills which are required, hardcore operational or functional skills you need to gather as per the area of interest you want to go. You want to go into work in IT, please do that, but you need to gather those skills. You want to go into management, work in strategy, please get a degree from a global MBA for in strategy. Otherwise, it's not so easy. It's you'll struggle because you have not done that work, and you are already placed at a senior level. So you will be checked on every stage. So that is the reason. But in terms of soft skills, in terms of value system, in terms of character, in terms of getting things done, in terms of that josh, in terms of that execution, your composer, you have everything. You need not to do anything. Just gather those functional skill and you're good to go.
Okay, sir. Sir, in corporate, generally we have seen people switching from one company to other for a better hike. So tell us the relevance of switching the company, sir.
Okay. So I think switching a company involves lots of reason. It's very tough to quantify it, but uh, I think 60% of the people switch for personal reasons. Somebody's spouse is working somewhere, not working, kids are going to school, not so some kind of suitability in terms of personal life. That's one. Then the most motivating factor is, then after that personal life alignment, is money. Everybody looks for growth, and we all know, whether you go into any kind of company, the average growth that it offers is around 10% in terms of your salary. And 10% growth is not considered very high, because if you are if you have a certain level of experience and if you can deliver same value in the other organization and you can prove that in interview and you're ready for the change, the change which will happen, changing the organization and discomfort that you have to go through, then you can easily get more than 30% increase in salary at one time. So I won't say it's wrong, because simply it makes more sense, especially early in the career. So for first 15 years in your career, I think people should not shy away from switching and all those things. The simple reason is, if you're not from a brand college like IIT or IIM, you need to make those changes, you need to make those switches to, to reach to the right level wherein you have the autonomy to make a bigger difference and work at appropriate level in terms of your skill set or what kind of work you want to do. So I think changing jobs is fine only till the time you're making sense of it. You're not changing industries radically. You're not changing stream of jobs. You're sticking to a kind of work which you're passionate about, but you're changing companies and making your experience step by step diverse, more broad as you go above for senior roles, and raising it for, of course, for financial gains. So I think that makes more sense and more stable. But post 15 years of experience, you need to be very, very cautious. The reason is, for more than 15 years of jobs, traditionally the jobs are not advertised. So you won't find a lot of director level jobs opening up, or GM level jobs opening up for anybody outside in the market. So so those kind of changes in job, assignment, or people headhunting happens through word of mouth, through industry, through people and network connect, and through general HR search. So wherein one need to be very, very mindful, because once you enter a company at a senior level, there is the company only hires you if you're going to stay for a longer time. Number one, there is a sense of a credibility which is required is there. And third, your earlier career, or you can say your earlier tenure with other company is not very short lived. So you are considered that yes, you will deliver the value which is there in the overall life cycle. Because for any person, suppose an HR consultancy hire a person for a senior level, more than 10 lakh rupees is paid to that HR consultancy only by the company to get that person. Number one. Second, is there is a set of onboarding, and there is a 3-4 months when the candidate will come and he will settle himself, try to make sense out of things. So the actual value delivery happens after 4 to 5 months of his tenure. So, and if you leave in 1.5 year again, the company again has to go through another deboarding cycle, which is again costing. So the overall effective delivery is not a very long duration. So they look it from that aspect, from the HR context, that what actual value you have delivered over a period of time and was it worth. So in senior appointments, it matters a lot, because you're not a resource. You're a particular appointment. You're a particular role or shoe that you're filling, or a kind of an account you're fulfilling, whether it's client facing or non-client facing. So, but so yes, in early career, you're a resource, you're a project resource, or you're kind of considered as a skill set which is required, and you're easily replaceable and no issues about it. And you can easily start off also delivery from the day one also. But in the senior roles, it becomes very, very different. So as you grow in career, as you become senior, being mindful, don't do, immediate switches, I would say, and think a lot. Of course, you should if it's required and if it suits your career and your life, but make it a little longer, and make it logical for you in terms of your life.
Okay, sir. Sir, please tell us about the importance of networking for any transitioning officer.
Well, networking in today's world, I think networking is very, very important, but it's become a misnomer. people consider that, being on LinkedIn is called networking, or you can say, digitally connecting with people is networking, which is not the case. That's a medium of connecting. Networking is a natural instinct. I'll give an example. In your Pulton or in your squadron in our Air Force case or anywhere, so there are some guys who will always, go for coffee with somebody. They will go to somebody's house to, for eating and calling people over lunch and beer and, stuff like that. They are pro networkers. So these are the people who love to mingle up and exchange idea with people, talk to people. It may be irrelevant. I'm not saying everything has to be relevant in life, but it is more naturally and enjoying to them. So networking is the same kind of a thing. So to do right networking for any transitioning officer, I think my advice would be, number one, you should start doing professional networking at least 2 years prior to leaving. You open a LinkedIn account, do not ask anybody for job. Do not. Please, it doesn't work like it. What you should do is, if you tomorrow targeting go into an operational area, you want to go into e-commerce operations and companies like Amazon, Flipkart, and all. So what you should do is you should sign up and follow all the good pages which talks about operational efficiency, e-commerce operations, whether 3PL, 1PL, 2PL, whatever it is, everything, the whole life cycle. On those pages you understand that what is the overall knowledge which is there. You exchange and talk to that particular community who is there in that operational or e-commerce operation space. You exchange ideas with those people, learn from them, speak less, learn more. If you do that exchange of ideas, talk, connect, and even go on physical events, meet people for a 2 year duration without expecting job, then you have a established level of connects and network there. If required, there is an opening in some company and you know somebody, you can leverage and request them that, can you, would you mind to, connecting to the right person or the hiring manager, or put in a word. It doesn't work. Tomorrow you create a profile and second day send a message, hi, I'm reaching out to you. It doesn't work. People will do it, but they will not do it for their heart, with their heart. So it won't work. So that's one from the LinkedIn point of view. Secondly, the overall networking has to be more in person. So if you're targeting 10 companies in particular area, connect to those 10 people over a period of time, speak to them, engage with them personally, meet them, go on coffee, meet them. Do that for 2 to 3 years before coming out. You have already established network built. So that network is not built over a digital, a digital message. No, that's only a medium to start with. Actual connection, actual networking happens in person when you talk and engage with people.
Perfect, sir. Sir, what do you miss most from your uniform life?
Well, the living off campus, full campus life of about your daily life and feeling that great sense of pride that you'll always miss. I mean, there's nothing better feeling that in life.
Okay, sir. Sir, any last word of advice for the officers in transitioning phase?
Well, my advice is simple. The most important thing for any transitioning officer is to find out what not to do. So what I'm saying is very reverse. People do look for what I can do. So people will try to apply for teacher's job also, for strategy job also, operation job also, project job also, and they will end up doing nothing. Now, I'm not trying to, point fingers, because I also sailed in that same boat. But now the people have come out. So if they're trying to advise, listen to them, because it's the problem with the people who are inside is they are talented. I know, I said they are very talented, but for some time, please understand and think that, okay, fine, I need to stop talking and start listening till it makes sense to me what works. So just listen, relax, calm down, hold your horses, and think, how is industry actually working? Why somebody is hiring, why somebody is not hiring, how this entire circle is working. Go deep, do research. The one beauty that I realize about the people who are through UPSCs, they do lot of research. They do lot of research. They read a lot. We armed forces officer, we have stopped reading. We, most of them, we do not read, we do not do research, we do not interact with IITs and top colleges, we do not read scientific papers, we do not read publications. What we read is so reading chicken soup curry and Chetan Bhagat kind of a thing won't help in your life. What you actually need is, you read a lot how the industry is working, how, what is the role government playing. If I tomorrow ask any transitioning officer, government startup India, what is startup India? If I ask, believe you me, there'll be very less people who will be actually aware what is startup India, what is digital India. So sloganing, beyond sloganing, which is so go beyond what media shows you, what, to understand the overall thing. So it's not only about geopolitics or security. In whichever domain you want to go, go deep. See what academicians are writing, what kind of research paper are coming, what kind of technology, how things are happening. So once you have the overall understanding and of things, if you have that right amount of knowledge, understanding, your level of pitching or vocabulary will be different. The way your perspective will be different. So it's all about the perspective. So build the right perspective before you come out, and then say no to all the filter area. So suppose you want to go into operations, take it operations. Don't think about project, don't think about marketing, cut everything out. The more you cut everything out, easier it is to find a match for yourself. So it's not carpet bombing which works, it's sniper. That's, I would say.
Thank you so much for your valuable time, sir. It's been a wonderful interaction wherein you have shared your versatile experience right from the corporate to the ministry and the various graduations one should aspire for. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure, and I wish all the luck. Whomsoever will watch or listen, I wish them good luck. And if they need any advice, I'm always available to whatever support I can. Thank you so